Well, good morning. Time isn't precious at all because it's an illusion. What you perceive as precious is not time, but the one point that is out of time, the now. That is precious indeed. The more you focused on time, past and future, the more you miss the now, the most precious thing there is. That was a quote from Eckhart Tolle, and this is the Inspired Poetry Corner. Good morning and welcome, my friends. Welcome, fellow poets, fellow wordsmiths, fellow creative human beings from whatever part of the world you're in. My name is Raul, and I am your gracious host, and I am so grateful to see you once again for the very first IPC for 2023. Happy New Year to you all. I hope you had a fantastic holiday season and a New Year's, and we're already 15 days into 2023. So before we blink our eyes, to the quote that we just said, we'll be going, can you believe it's almost Christmas? So let's I invite you all to take that quote in heart and remember that the most important thing we have is right now. Doesn't matter. This is where my full focus is today. So anyway, before you mute your mic, how are you guys doing? Are you in good spirits? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling joy? Are you in good health? Are you in good spirit? Because we have a fantastic feature today to kick off this new year and put us in the right frame of mind with rhymes and humor and some deep thoughts. So anyway, we have a very, very full show today. Just to remind you guys, the Inspired Poetry Corner is not an open mic. The poets are here. Our feature is here by invitation, and the other poets are ones that have expressed an interest. First come, first serve. I do have a waiting list, so I will wait and see who shows up. And then I might touch you and say, we have a space open and let you know. So, and I appreciate those that are just here to support IPC, but also to support our features. So anyway, let's try this again. How are you doing?
Woo! Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right.
I got one. Woo! I love it. Anyway, it's so good to see you guys again. And glad to see a smiling face. I really do hope you're all in good health. And strong spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically as we take another rotation around this planet. Hopefully this year will reveal not just your continued greatness of creativity, but it will allow you to harvest the efforts that you put in towards the goals that you want to achieve. So anyway, we have a good show tonight. We have a feature, and we have 15 not ready for prime time poets lined up. Just a quick reminder, the Inspired Poetry Corner, as I said, is not an open mic. It's a recital that happens monthly. And I think everyone here is an adult and knows how to play in the sandbox. I do value free speech. This is not a platform that I invite people to get really political. I invite people to share their comments, but we're not looking to go down the rabbit hole. It's Sunday morning. This is like a revival. It's like going to church. We're here to uplift our spirit and our humanness together. We're not here to get into political discussions and all this. Don't get me wrong. I value those things, but bring it to the Wednesday open mic where we can chop it up in a different way. But I do believe in respectful speech. I am for free speech, but I have respectful speech. I treat this show like I treat my house. I will invite you into my home anytime. But if you come into my home and you're disrespectful, I will respectfully ask you to leave. Same rule applies here. So that's why I keep saying, I trust the adults in the sandbox, and we remember how to play nicely in the sandbox and share our tools. And we're here to share our tools and our toys. Well, our toys is poetry and our creativity and our proses. So let's just enjoy each other, uplift each other, and have a great Sunday morning. Okay, having said that, does anyone have any questions before we start? Anything they'd like to share before we start? Just raise
Yeah,
your hand.
Raul, am I unmuted or am I muted?
You are unmuted now, so I'm going to mute you
You can
back.
hear me. That's good. Okay.
Yep, we can hear you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, bud. So, all right, if there's no other things, let's get started. Like I said, really looking forward to this. For those of you that don't know, which I don't think there's anyone in these squares that don't know this young man, he affectionately calls me my brother from another mother. I'm sure he does that with many because he has that sort of infectious energy and personality. We're here today to support and to feature Ed Foreman, aka Ed Poetastic. Why Poetastic? Because he wants to make people's life feel fantastic. I'm not trying to rhyme like him. That's what he wrote. I'm just sharing what the brother shared with me. But this man, you have seen him in regular places like Nuesi and Barbed Wire and at Phynn-bell's many different shows. Time to Arrive, The Word Is Right, Moist Mondays, Amish. He's in many different Zoom rooms. He is a prolific writer. I love his rhyming, but I also love when he gets really serious and introspective. I just think his attitude is what's so needed in this world today. Someone that wants to make us smile, someone that wants to inspire us, someone that wants to uplift us, not just with his words, just with his presence. The world is lacking leadership, and to me, there's all kinds of leadership. But someone that can inspire people to want to feel their best, to me, that's one of the greatest leaderships there is. So I couldn't think of a better way to start this year than with Ed Foreman, aka Ed Poetastic. The floor is yours, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Poetastic.
Thank you. You always make me so enthusiastic with your words, so bombastic. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for keeping me in gear. And thank you, my wonderful, wonderful Poetastic dears. All right. My name is Ed Poetastic, or I'm feeling fantastic. Please give me time to enjoy my rhyme for off sublime. I got a few pieces, so you know they're going to rhyme. My first piece is called Loser King. I remember when I was a kid, I was so small. My mind was more blank than any wall. I remember when I wore goggles. Kids teased me saying, "You didn't look right." The light helps me see the childish fights. I remember kids called me Special Ed. I can make a guess, but only God knows why. It was for my dawdling head. I sighed, wept, and cried. I remember reading comics, heroes basking in the limelight, never getting hurt from spite, hits, or lonely nights. I remember being a nerd, hearing the kids laugh like hyenas. My tears rained down slower than any slugs. I remember when I was bullied. Punks beat me black and blue. I was only a kid. I didn't know what to say or what to do. I remember when I didn't know how to read. The books haunted me. I faked it. I didn't know how to see. I remember books perplexed me. Worldly patterns I didn't understand. The confusion stung like bees. Only bright virtue I thirst and demand. I remember getting bad grades. Teachers used to bite my ears off. They didn't know whether to scream or to scoff. I remember being slow. My mind was the turtle and everything was the hare. Nobody helped, shared, or cared. I remember being poor, scavenging like a little mouse. I watched other rodents scratch, nibble, and pounce. I remember when I didn't have any friends. The loneliness eats away at me, hoping someone could keep me company, please. I remember my life was so cold, body getting engulfed in a snowy hurricane, frozen solid from pale hopes, frigid dreams, and bitter pains. I remember having my mom, but never my dad. I used to blame myself if I did something more hurtful or bad. I remember wishing I wasn't born. I just needed to escape from the misery, wishing I was a bug or the clear blue sea. I remember my first love. She never noticed me, not even my name. I used to run and hide away from the shame. I remember being a little loser. I used to condemn it, but rare with pride. Now I know the skies are bluer on the other side. Thank you. I got another one. This is called Rooted Shadow. Hmm. Sometimes blood is thicker than water. No directions, guidance, or father. My blood was boiling hotter, hotter, hotter. My clear tears feeling like raging salt water. A swollen heart burst from confusion, chasing questions without easy end. I got into so many inner executions. I couldn't comprehend the struggles that transcended. A shadow dancing on eggshells, nails, and glass, praying for God to offer a holy sign. You know, a little sunlight for this little grass. Too bad the line to the divine was declined. I was alone with a name I didn't understand, had an empty heart and even emptier hands. I bathed in emptiness and loneliness firsthand, trying to understand the foggy meaning how to be a man. Every single Father's Day, I was completely alone. There's no joys of celebrating pastimes. The grief is slowly melting in my bones. I was young, yet I wasn't in my prime. My whimpering cries fall on deaf ears, no light in my mental cave. The inner mocking of my fears, my depression comes in millions of waves. My existence flickers in the chaotic storms. My mind boggles the concepts of who am I, the echoes wishing I wasn't born. I couldn't see a glimmer of light in my inky sky. Why learn the deepest depth of life? The virtue is that you really don't need family. Yes, life is full of inner and outer spite. Truly love wherever you are, but don't be hazily unhappy. Remember that empty loneliness is a great teacher. Whenever you plant a tiny seed, be there to make it stronger and never weaker. Do whatever necessary to proceed to make him or her succeed. Thank you. And I got, well, everyone loves this piece. This is called Webhead. My spider sense is tingling. Day must be near. It's time to punch culprits, thieves, and villains into tears. A mask woven wise words of great power comes great responsibility. Too bad evil doesn't have accountability or simplicity. My RNA life being I mean Spider-Man. I do what any friendly guy with spider powers can. Swinging through vast buildings in the annoying spandex tights, trying to juggle the concepts of what's wrong and right. This suit, a sticky emblem to wear. The heavy burns I must share. I must bear, but never ever share. They say crime never sleeps, but God, give me a break for once. Just immediately time for sleep or a bite for a quick brunch. My mind thinly grasping my funny innocence, my old easy life of being normal, I solely reminisce. Mary Jane, she's always the web beneath my wings. Her presence always makes my heart swing and sing. Aunt May, she the sweetest thing next to my heart, and make sure no one or nothing tears us apart. Uncle Ben, I'm so sorry. Hope you're proud of me. I promise to be the most spectacular superhero you'll see. Venom, he was always the oil in my clear pond, pushing my horrid action the great beyond. Carnage, Venom on overdrive. Every time I fight him, I'm surprised I'm still breathing alive. Rhino, he's such a dim-witted wrecking ball. Like they always say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Dr. Octopus is a genie with a heart made from vibranium steel. He always keeps me on edge on the top of my heels. Green Goblin, my best friend's maniac bipolar father. After I beat him, I need to prescribe him a great therapist or a doctor. Vulture, he's such a crazy bird brain. He's the bottom of common sense down the drain. Scorpion, he's a new definition of acid rain. I know his dry cleaning is a huge pain. Black Cat, she's my troublemaking minx. She's sexy. Sneaky still little jinx. Sandman, the crook who's fused with the sand. It really feels like me against the barren land. Electro, he's always a jolt in my side. He always leaves my cell phone and web shooters fried. Stanley, he was a marvelous Excelsior guy. Now he's not with us, but became a star in the sky. It's just my average day being your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the savior of citizens and the punisher of madmen. Thank you. Here's another one. This one is called Robot Odyssey. I remember when I was human. Time and I move so fast. Now I'm an advanced Iron Man. I fear nothing, well, only if my hard drive crash. I am a titanium monster, skin cold as ice. Why must I live and suffer and upgrade from my sad demise? I used to be human like you. I just want to escape my inevitable end. Now I'm full of electricity and screws, rebooting over, over, and over again. I don't eat a single thing. I don't need substance anymore. I get energy from these rubber strings. It powers up my flashing core. I have infinite knowledge inside my brain. I am my own living computer. All the knowledge I gain, would you like for me to explain? I am sorry. I don't explain to an intruder. Scanning. What did the robot say to the other robot? Well, screw you. It does not compute. Ha 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 ha. Not laughing. I gave it a shot. Other robots find this joke a hoot. My conscience transcends the ticking chime. My body is only temporary. I don't feel fear, starvation, pain, or time. Some humans think this is scary, but on the contrary, destroy all humans. Oh, I got your attention. Here's some words of advice for you all. Treasure everything in life. Life holds no comprehension or extensions. Learn before you get stuck by cables in the walls. I know what you're thinking. What about me? If I tell you, your brain would be shrinking. Human, just leave and let me be. Beep, beep, beep. All right. This is an oldie but goodie. This is called They Have Landed. All right. To American people, the aliens have landed. They're like advancing evil. Oh my God, they look heavy-handed. They're coming down. UFOs covering the skies. They're not making any sounds. Oh my God, the dark in their eyes look skinny and frail. They want to meet our leader. I'll say more, but I'm eating Taco Bell. Oh my God, did I pay the meter? Instead of doing the moonwalk, there's some stellar moves. Oh my God, they gotta stand and talk. Hope our bond can prove. It appears the guys are moving towards them. Oh my, here's a Confederate flag. Oh my God, it looks American in them. Let us pray he doesn't brag. He said, we don't like your kind here. Oh my God, the Grayling is ready to blaster. Oh my God, man, cover your rear. Looks like a huge disaster. I know what you're thinking. I'm not doing a freaking thing. My patience is shrinking. The gray alien temper held by a string. The gray alien blast in the sky. Jim ran and hide. I felt like I almost died. What a crazy and unbelievable ride. Out of the sky came Godzilla, now breathing, stomping about. Why could it be Gilla, the gorilla? Oh no, everybody scream and shout. Everybody's panicking. Oh boy, what can go wrong? Oh no, King Kong, aka the Monkey King. He looks cranky and strong. There seemed to be a man with a billboard. It reads, Kong versus Godzilla. Place your bets. Oh my God, people come in herds. Hey, on Kong. Everything's here, including my best. There's something unrelated, but send cash to my cash app. My life is in danger just like you. Come on, show some love where it's at. I want to order something for Jumbo Juice. I know I should be scared, but who doesn't want to get rich? Screw the gecko. Go Kong. Make that giant gecko your bitch. Oh yeah, come the gong. Consider us the Kong. God, why'd I buy popcorn? Come on, you big ape. Don't take too long. Siri, I said how to make popcorn, not porn. King Kong swing us around. Everybody's freakishly scaly tail. It's like one big freakish merry-go-round in straight detail. Kong, aim for electric rails. Godzill's getting angry. Oh my God, smoke is coming from his mouth. Oh my God, here comes an atomic bomb, frankly. Just like me eating a plate of Brussels sprouts. Godzilla is breathing a huge beam. Mr. King Kong by a hair. I know it just steam. Godzilla, that was cheating and unfair. Wait, Understand yet? Billboard for donuts and burritos. Don't stand there, look at that. They're stop fighting. Oh my God, I'm gonna explode. Oh my God, guys, just give me the finger. I need a giant robot ASAP. You big green cold-blooded stinger. I can't believe I saw that. Now they're holding hands. They're probably getting something to eat. I don't really understand. What happened to the brawl and heat? Don't go away. I bet everything on you. I pray on this day. Hope my credit doesn't go higher than the moon. What happened to the great aliens? The sign that says, I owe you. Oh my gosh, so much chaos has transcended. What are we possibly going to do? Thank you. This other one is called Knock Knock. Knock knock. Who, what, when, where? Knock knock. Who's there? Knock knock. Should I care? Knock knock. Do I dare? Knock knock. Dang it, the sun's glare. Knock knock. Yes, I can hear, I'm aware. Knock knock. I do nothing, I swear. Knock knock. I don't need a prayer. Knock knock. My house doesn't need repair. Knock knock. I don't need cookware. Knock knock. I don't need another armchair. Knock knock. I'm losing my hair. Knock knock. Don't have money to spare. Knock knock. I know life isn't fair. Knock knock. Oh my God, I'm in a nightmare. Knock knock. Are you a grizzly bear? Knock knock. I'm only in my underwear. Knock knock. Please be air. Knock knock. I have nothing to share. Knock knock. This is a daycare. Knock knock. Yes, I'm here. Are you still there? Thank you. And I got a little spicy piece. This is called Feisty Baptism. There she was, a naked sunny heat. Lots of fun indoors, making love to an erotic retreat. In the heavened islands of the earth's core, a fiery chemistry becoming one, your essence blown up with fun. Our molten climax has yet to begun, brighter and colorful than radiant sun. Your face looks like a pomegranate in tears. You grin ear to ear while I ravage your apple pie, my dear. Chowing down without pauses or fears. Body stuck in rapid motion, free from the shackle of life's rules. Head to toe in steamy lotion in our gigantic lava pool. Your scent feeds my fire. Two rabbits lost in each other's eyes. Our battleships never cease fire. Vivid fireworks every time our loins cries. My sexy raging flaming flower, you melt frigid time away. Seconds become minutes, become hours, as your body swings, sling, and sway. You burn brighter and brighter than any phoenix. I adore your muses, gasps, and kisses, as I get lost in your pink scorching mist. To me, this is my tantalizing moment of bliss. You're my sweetest, scrumptious taboo, my feisty tidal wave. Drink your succulent breasts as honeydew, while we create another heat wave. Your spasms create earthquakes on overdrive. A molten lava spews forth. You look so surreal and alive, while a vast eruption shakes the earth. Our sexual healing makes you float. You look lighter than a feather, while we scream our high notes as we change the boring weather. As you go forth on top of my big volcano, our energy emitting all around, while I bask in your pink luminous glow as we make love next to the clouds. Things we do leave our parts in tears, our strong sexual treasures, where our legs shaking as squeaky gears by facing new level of pleasure. I can hear your passionate beats while we tune, string, and play. I see your toes curls on your feet as your melancholy mood melts away. You're my midnight summer breeze that feeds my infinite inferno. You give my volcano release while I shine your womanly glow. Oh baby, I wish time could stand still so we can dance so we can dance the midnight boogaloo. You give me joy, heat, and chills under your scorching, sexy, and luscious moon. Thank you. Here's another one. Thank you, my brother, for another one with words like thunder. This is called Crimson Arrow. It's tearing me apart when I'm with you. But when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain with or without you. I'm here playing a game of drunken roulette. Oh boy, it's quite the shame. Left me a river of regret and debt. It ain't about that. This is about the lovers. I know you're happy with each other. I know you hit each other with bolts of thunder. But remember, accept and nurture one another. This will make your days more luckier and sunnier. Can't forget about the voodooers. I know you miss him or her. May you feel the warmth or whispers They want you to live and not suffer. Remember the frigid winters and warm summers. Keep them alive. You haven't lost your color. Don't start the buffer. You haven't lost your luster. Can't give out stingles. Trust me, I know love isn't easy. Sometimes too hot or too breezy. Sometimes you're extra two-faced and sleazy. Sometimes you can feel queasy and squeezy. Love yourself first. Easy P, living squeezy. Love's not a word but an action. Love heals and gives deep satisfaction. Love is a needy and greedy transaction. Love is an empathetic and simple attraction. Love is a big addition, not a huge subtraction. Love is a soothing, calming fraction. Love is a real interaction, not a careless distraction. Thank you. I got this one. This is called Symphony of Poetry. Poetry is life in a sunflower rose, while any explanation or logic goes. The sweet symphony of pure creativity, so appreciate the effects and the sensitivity. Sharp words fire straight to the heart, rain down through skies of vivid art. Each word's covering emotion, like fishes dancing in a clear ocean. Seedy bouquet of colorful flowers, blossoming in a magnificent array of power. Writing and reading like dancing and singing. The parade of words is only the beginning. Notebooks teleport us into a literary world, pages jumping off insightful and delightful spirals, shared by concrete imaginative minds, lessons growing very personal design. The pleasure of constant desirable writing, powers of free verse, limerick, haiku, or rhyming, reinventing tales of new, personal, and old, polishing them to shine like luminous gold. Oh, poetry, you lure me with your verbal melody, ears full of whirly fireworks of complete harmony. The lion soul in this ugly yet beautiful universe, flowing words of true verse going straight on course. Please downpour us a radiant sight of weather. Shower us till we're weather or feel even better. Thank you. And do I have time for one more?
Yes, to do, Mr. Poetastic.
Thank you. Thank you for making me feel so bombastic, enthusiastic. All right, we're talking about time. This is called Sandy Hourglass. Time won't give me time, and time makes lovers feel like they got something real. But you and me, we know we got nothing but time. But time won't give me time. Ooh, won't give me time. Oh, the sands of time. You're such a scary thing. Stealing our prime is a sneaky crime. All our nostalgic tattoos sing. Oh, time, please don't turn the page. I don't want change. No new shade for this decade. No new stage in this complex cage. Oh, time, why can't you be kind? You always flow through our hands. Every time I first, we are behind. Only markers can found throughout the lands. Oh, time, please don't be that way. Memories seem to fade away. Too much time to work then play. Why can't the good times stay? Oh, time, why do you play hardball? Why can't things stay the same? Why must you keep breaking the iron wall? Words proclaimed by playing this game. Oh, time, why do you play tag? Why do you run quicker than a flash? Why do you win when you nag, nag, and nag? Why can't the good days or nights last? Oh, time, why do you have to grow up? Why can't we dream inside our cocoons? Why can't we drink out our invisible cups? Why can't we travel to the stars and moon? Oh, time, why do you run away? Why can't you feed our hourglass? We hopefully pray every single day. We hope to complete our personal task. Oh, time, could we be friends? Could you stay by our side? Please make a peaceful amends. Let's not sigh or divide that our faulty past has died. Oh, time, it's not your fault. We can never control you. Our stories of glory can't be halt. If we can't live, then who? All right. Do I have more time?
One more. I'm being selfish here because I'm the gatekeeper. One more.
Don't get selfish, my man. You know you're the man on demand that deserves some hands.
Pick the one you want to end with. This is your encore, my brother. This is brilliant. I'm just loving listening to you.
Thank you. This is called Oh, Erica.
Someone on mute.
All right. Here it is. I'm sorry. Oh, Erica, Why are you in so much pain in these chains? You're not just simply free, but bound on your knees. People advertise your image in so many stages. It's really sad because you're never so ironclad. The founding fathers sending all to the slaughter, the extremists spreading hate throughout your state. The rich love to be greedy by ignoring the needy. The crooked cops love to go pop, pop, pop. The poor victims being tagged in the system. The old crimes lost in the passing of new times. The wars of what the fuck are we fighting for? The pandemic that's kind of sort of raging havoc. The golden fool is being used as mindless tools. The flashing reporters preaching everything but order. The social media bug hiding compassion under the rug. The worshippers of green causing the crime scenes. The innocent caged watching anarchy rages. The vivid machines cast away some humanity. The noisy guns seem to avoid the trial runs. The pleas of Mother Nature in blazing labor. The global warming clouds breathing so loud. The deep drills paying the bills yet slowly kills. The few spoil themselves yet don't indulge in the bookshelves. Oh, Erica, you're everything but red, white, and blue. But what the fuck have they done to you? You're not a girl of opportunity, but an old woman with bags of pity. Oh, Erica, it's not your fault for thought. You're only the victim of global assault. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Unmute, guys, and shower this man with
So
the
happy for
goddamn
you,
rain
Eddie.
of love.
Yes.
So happy for
That was
you.
fabulous.
Congratulations.
Fabulous.
Especially that last one.
Fantastic.
Want to
Yes, I
listen
think
to
it's
you.
Marianne
Fantastic.
words. Yes.
You know,
Lovely.
it's Sunday and it's NFL football, and I'm a big football fan, but I could listen to you all day and say, screw the NFL, guys.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, one and all. Keep standing tall, keep breaking those boring walls. And again, thank you, wholeheartedly, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Well,
Thank you,
we're
Eddie.
not done with you yet because, as you all know, we do a Q&A afterwards. So, first question, how did that feel? How did it, I mean, I know you've been featured before, but, you're the first of the new year. You get to set the tone for IPC and what's to come. So how did that feel?
Oh, if I can describe it in one huge phrase, that it'll be, it was beautiful. I loved it. I just love poetry. Poetry just feeds our soul, and it just makes us feel pure gold. It's just, oh my God, I'm so honored being around you, poetastic peeps, that just spits things so personal and deep. Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh,
I've been
thank
having a
you.
heck of a week, but
Thank you for blessing us, my brother. You kind of touched on the first question because I was going to ask you what poetry. I know in your bio you said you've been writing since you were like 8 years old. So, obviously poetry's been in your life for a very long time. And, you know, outside of what you just said, what does it mean to you when people say you're a poet? When you hear those words, that phrasing.
well, what it means to me when people said I'm a poet, it's just that I wear it with pride, because poetry is fruit for the soul. Poetry is water to the plants. Poetry is the air we breathe, and it's the knowledge that we indulge in. When someone said I'm a poet, it means that my wonderful, beautiful, and verbal art is touching your heart and soul, which is a great honor, because, like I always said, if I'm not making you feel, I'm not doing my job. My job is to make you feel the words that's coming out of my chest to your chest, so you can feel the whole words going around you. That's how we learn virtue.
No, that's a great answer, my friend. It kind of ties into what the Greeks, how they define poetry. Is the ability to take our life experiences and put them into words to help people to feel, right? To feel. So, so you grew up, you're in Washington D.C. now. Is that where you grew up, or?
Yep, that's where I've been born and raised.
Okay, I used to live in Silver Spring for a cup of coffee back in the day. So, how do you see poetry or being a poet in our present landscape? What role do you think a poet has to play from a community standpoint?
I think a poetry has to play in a community standpoint is being the advocate of words. basically, I think poetry is needed now forever is because people, I know you see on the news, people are going crazy, wreaking havoc and trying to spread negativity to other people.
Mhm.
Instead of just ruining someone else's day, why won't you just let it out? Go on stage and just let your words or your experiences can touch the people around you so you can feel an outlet or the people can help you.
Okay. Okay. Love your answers, brother. There it goes. What's your favorite word?
I love luminescence.
Mm. Just the way it sounds, the way it rolls off your tongue. What is it about it?
The way it sounds, the way it brings light, and the wings just a tingle when you say luminescence. Like, woo.
Do you have a word that you don't like? Least favorite word?
Mediocre and mundane.
Because of what they mean or the impact they can have on one's life?
Both ways. What they mean and what could. Oh, my stupid camera's acting up again.
That's okay.
I what it means and what it interprets it to people. Like, you're mediocre. This day is so mundane. You should always appreciate who you are and where you come from. Appreciate your essence. Appreciate who you are.
Right. When you were growing up as a kid, what was it? What was your childhood like?
Well, my childhood was basically I was a kid. I was a little kid. Basically it was normal, but I used to been bullied a lot from local bullies from first grade to second grade, Ronald McDonald. And how I hide away from them is going to the library. But I couldn't understand dictionaries. I couldn't understand anything. But the only thing I could understand was Dr. Seuss. And I was so happy. And then all of a sudden I started reading Dr. Seuss. And out of that big, huge pile of Dr. Seuss books, I read a pamphlet from Shakespeare, and I loved it. And the librarian came up and asked me, "Oh, you love Shakespeare?" And I'm like, yeah. And then she took me to the movie room. We started seeing all types of movies such as Odysseus and Midnight Summer's Dream and Macbeth. And I was all like, I was just floored that one man could create such wonderful art that is known all through today.
That's I love that. Thank you. You and I have so much in common, my friend. I love that. I love the answer. What's your favorite swear word?
Favorite swear word. It has to be, everyone knows, fuck. One word or less.
Because of his versatility.
Yeah, versatility. You can just put, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, I just fucked that up. See? Versatile. It belongs everywhere.
What's your favorite sound?
My favorite sound has to be jazz, smooth jazz.
Nice. Okay. Before we get to the last question, today is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. If there's a message that you can give, not just to the people here in the squares, but the people that will eventually, hopefully, watch this taping, what message would you want to say to people?
Well, my message has to be, be an iron gate than a mock sun. Please remember his legacy. Please remember your freedom, and please appreciate your life as our ancestors died to preserve yours. And please, please, please be peaceful. Let love in your heart, but please do not let your negativity hurt other people.
Good message, my brother. Good message. Last question. If God existed and you show up at the pearly gates, what would you want God to say to you?
Well, I want God to say is, welcome home, and here's directions to the bathroom.
Yes. It's because it was a long wait in the lineup.
You gotta go.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. I didn't see that coming, nor did I expect that. Great answer. Oh my God, Ed, thank you so much for today. Thank you. Thank you for I'm still laughing. It's see the effect you have on people, brother. But I just want to say, you know, it's not just your words and your rhyming, and you know, like I've said to you many times, I love your rhyming, but I love when you get serious and when you write more serious pieces, and I encourage you to do that because there's such a depth to you. But it's that smile, it's that that energy that illuminates. You know, right now, just the way the sun is capturing you is just this light is glowing off you, and that's what you project. And I think that's why so many people are willing to show up today. There are a lot of people in here that are not here to recite; they're just here to support you, brother. So you are much loved because you are loved, and you spread that. You spread that. And that's why I said it was such a great way for us to start the year. So thank you for blessing us not just with your creativity and your brilliance, but just who you are, the light that you are. We're honored. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ed Foreman, aka Mr. Ed Poetastic. Brilliant feature. Brilliant feature. Unmute, guys, and give him some love. Love him up. I mean,
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the reading.
Great job, brother.
You're an
On fire.
amazing poet.
Always.
Yes.
what an
So
amazing
amazing.
way
So amazing.
to start the year.
Thank you for
And
blessings.
you know, you're setting us up for a successful year, brother. That was a brilliant reading, and I love your answers. And you know, to Ed point, you know, the bathroom's to the right. So okay. Well, take a moment, you know, like take some deep breath in, and you know, let the goddess bumps just flow through your body, because that was an experience. That was an experience. So all right, so we're going to continue on and support Ed. We have the Not Ready for Prime Time poets. I am going to post this is the list of poets that will be reciting and sharing their creativity. Remember, poets, you have up to 5 minutes to show your brilliance. And as Henry and I were talking earlier, you're not the feature, so make sure you stay within it. Otherwise, I'll have Henry with the hook come and get you. So, but no, I know you guys know the rules and so forth. So, yeah, and the Not Ready for Primetime Poets says the design of this. I you know, someone asked me again, what does the Not Ready for Primetime Poets mean? It is just something that I stole from Saturday Night Live back in the day when Saturday Night Live was good. They used to have the Not Ready for Primetime players, and that's where I got it from. So these are just poets. As I said, it's not an open mic. This is a show where we come to support the feature, and these are the poets that are going to be supporting the feature. So anyway, the very first poet I'd like to call to the mic comes from the island of Greece, our friend Alexandra.
You're gonna keep saying that forever.
I'm
aren't
gonna
you?
say it, yes. I just love saying it because I love how you always have to correct me on it. But you know I say it in jest, so.
Okay, flying 12. If you are looking for the supreme resurrection of a passion, try finding it in a vision's flare. Volcanoes lava erupting from Earth's womb. Battle cry, heroic exodus. Breaking all boundaries, achieving the impossible. Invisible and visible entities striving to rise above life and death. Above narrow values, widening narrow paradises. Wider and wider along the protean journey. Monad, dyad, antithesis and new synthesis. From each center expanding and fulfilling discovery and power. If you are looking for the finest quality of a creation. Try finding it in a divine spark. Immortality's rays enlightening mortals' minds. Etheric astric bodies, everlasting vitality. Outgrowing every ugliness, guided by beauty. Thoughts, words, arts, giving birth to glorious civilizations. Challenging horizons, freeing from disillusions. Freer and freer along the expansion of Genesis. Logic, principles, discipline, and equals. Wisdom constructing justice, wholeness, and completion. If you're looking for the sweet manifestation of a miracle, try finding it in the human heart flame. Vibrations as rhymes, synchronizing with universe's euphony. Endless cycles of sorrow and joy. Hope's momentum waning and flaxing. Waterfalls of emotions plunging down the steep cliffs of our existence. Light brightening through darkness. Brighter and brighter along our sacred friendships. Seasons, leaves, flowers, and patterns. Warding off evil, regenerating, harmonizing, strength and immunity. If you are looking for the archetype of a deity, try finding it in the human soul flame. Earth's devotion, endlessly rotating sun's source. The great absolute energy, propeller of all life, whirlpooling through humans and stars. Seas of sunlight uniting with skies of fire. Stellar symbols heightening cosmic chants. Higher and higher along the mystic path. Water, earth, air, fire, and ideas. Worlds and heavens dividing and uniting in divine proportions. If you're looking for the magical journey of a flight, try finding it in an inner euphoria. Mystical self-revelations taking us up to Empyrean worlds. Thank you.
You get more powerful every time I hear you. Is that a new set, Alexandra?
It's continue. It was in 2022, but you haven't heard it. I wanted to say that poem was based on the philosophy of Pythagoras, the Greek philosopher.
Well, you know, because I haven't been doing the Zoom rooms as much, so it's new for me. So, and it's kind of refreshing to hear because yeah, I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for that. You know, that's why I always feel like, when we have our feature, it's like, it kind of reminds me going to church on Sunday mornings when I was a kid, and the minister does, does his thing, and then Alexandra is like the choir that gets to come up and gets us in that nice meditative state. So
now that you said that, you really do look like a minister.
Well, that's the beauty of not shaving. Thank you. Anyway, thank you for sharing your brilliance and always being here. It's always good to have you at the Sunday morning
thank you.
Recital. All right, give her a hand, guys. Give her a hand. I know we're all familiar with her, but I think I speak for most of us. Every time we hear her, it's like you hear something different, and so, there's always something different in what you want. Well, there you go. I was just going to say, drop your information in the chat, and for all you posts that are coming, even the ones that aren't reciting today, feel free to put your information in the chat to let people know how to reach you and to connect with you. So, okay, up next, Sylvia. I see you made it. I know you had to take time off of work. I hope you're feeling well, and I hope you're having a good start to 2023. I know Chinese New Year's coming up, so you have up to 5 minutes to share with us, my friend. The floor is yours.
Yeah, hello everybody. Now it's 12 midnight to 5. So it's my bedtime. So I read a little while. I have to go to bed.
Okay.
This is a new piece that I wrote, and it's called Will You Date Me? It's inspired by young couple dating. I'm puzzled when I go dating. Which girl should I date? The answer, my friend, is go with the flow. A girl that you are comfortable with. One that is easy on the pocket. Do not ask you to take her to a $200 beer meal. Accept you for who you are. Do not ask you how much your salary is. How much is your bank account? Do not ask, are you from Harvard, from Boston? What car do you drive? Which landed property you stay? This is a no, a red flag. After your money and material worth. Take one that just matter when you take bus 11, meaning you take bus, you take MRT train, and you walk. Take one that get you Kopio Gosong and toast that she is comfortable to be with. Be natural, everything will be all right. That's why, folks, I stay a little while, then I'll have to go to bed. Thanks for inviting me, Rob.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for spending time with us before you go to bed. I know it's late, so that's why I try to get you on early. So you have a stick around for a bit and have a great sleep. Stay healthy. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Give her a hand, guys. Okay. All right. Up next, we have, I believe she's in Ohio. No, Pennsylvania.
They're in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh? Oh, you're a Steeler girl. Okay. Anyway, my friend Vayl is on. So the floor is yours, my friend. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Okay. I'm actually not from Pittsburgh. I'm from upstate New York, but I've lived here long enough.
Okay.
I'm going to do a sequence, less than 5 minutes, called Exoplanet. Some of you have probably heard this before. 1. I am so lost here in this meat, and I can't tell if it's holding us back or holding us up. I can't tell what's real in this soup. Mind-melting gut bacteria, hormone profiles, mirror neurons, a fungus that takes over your brain. Reality is teeming with potential, seething, swarming with options and possibilities. I don't know if I could even imagine anything beyond these bone-bound oubliettes we find ourselves in. I imagine nonsense, feeling without juice, thought without salt, life without meat, a disembodied, infinitely malleable awareness. If I can follow every last spark of sensation to its nerve-laced origin, what do ghosts know with? How do they feel? Where does their love live? 2. I find here myself. I find here at the center the string and slime and congealed grit of me. I find biological agents of order and change, shelter and love. I find every drop of passion running through blood, lymph, cerebrospinal fluid, teeming with proteins and antagonists. Here is a memory made of acid and oil. Here is joy, an astronaut flying from dendrite to dendrite, faith in the void and velocity. Here's the definition of serendipitous, arrayed in all its molecular whimsy. Here's the faintest trace of madness and caffeine. Where is art? Is all creation only synthesis? How is imagination? 3. There are millions of beings who call your meat home. You're a metropolis, a biome, an ambulatory planet. Do planets go to heaven when they die? Does the Earth's mood shift as we roil her matter with our gouging, churning, burrowing? Watch her magma flow in great, slow beats, her passion rising, and we, her parasites, clinging to her skin and believing we are the answer. When she dies, does she go to heaven? 4. Beyond all this teeming, squeezing, salivating life, what is it about the spaces between, the millimeters between, the heartbeats between the bones of your spine and the thread from which dangles your life? What is it about this small emptiness that is so vitally important that losing it, even once in a while, even for a little, even in just a few places, coccyx and lumbar, between C6 and C7, can stop everything? A skipped beat, a stilled rib, and gone as though you never once oozed your liquid, illogical self across the surface of this world. Do planets go to heaven when they die? I wonder for just a little while longer, or longer and longer, feeling dissected from meat, mind from oil and electrolytes, and soul, oh soul, do you die? Do you go to heaven? Little planets, wandering lost, who are we?
Wow.
Thank you.
Do planets go to heaven? I think I fall more in love with you every time I hear you. I'm
Thank
serious. I do. I'm just sitting here thinking, what can I say? That's just like you like you just draw me in. I just love the way you write and the way you express your poetry. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. There's such
Thank
a
you so
depth.
much.
There's such a depth to your words and your phrasing. I just that's like stuck in my head as soon as I heard it. Do planets go to heaven? Something I would have never thought of myself. That's just brilliant. Thank you, my friend. Thank
And
you.
that's so funny because we've talked about that, the planet as a living entity. So
Yeah,
I wonder
yeah,
about her life cycle and things like that. Yeah.
yeah. We have, and yeah, but I still is not something I ever would have thought of. That's just brilliant. And this is your first time here, so thank you for honoring us today. This is brilliant, brilliant. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Okay, from one first timer to the next first timer with a new hair color. This is Kelly. She lives in my hometown, but we've yet to meet. We will meet at an open mic. We will, I swear. Anyway, guys, put your hands together for Kelly. The floor is yours, my friend. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For someone who's generally quite long-winded, I'm going in a different direction today and giving you a selection of short pieces, little baby works.
Okay.
So the first one was actually the first piece I ever got published, and so I am inordinately fond of this one. It's called Family Recipes. We pass down family trauma like treasured recipes, steps and ingredients leading to expected destinies. I've learned I have no taste for this dish you insist is ours. I'd rather cook from scratch than preserve my pain in jars. So that's the first one. The next one is Purity Lost. It had once been so beautiful, so pure, they said. Untouched, they said. But then they stomped through it with their heavy boots. They scarred it, scattered it with salt and sand and spit, drove over it in cars and trucks and plows, leaking oil and grime, spraying soiled slush. They reshaped it, pushed at it, piled on it, plowed into it. Dirty, they call it now. Ruined. The next one up is called Hollowed. I feel hollow. Loneliness roars through me like winds in a canyon, resonant and violent, catching on my ribs, my bones. It sings almost, reverberating, oscillating, a doleful howl pressing on my lungs, climbing up my throat until I choke on it. I am stretched, teeming with this nothingness. How can I be so empty, so full simultaneously? And this last piece, which is probably the most hopeful to leave you on a positive note, called Yearning. There is a yearning here. Can you feel it? The fervor of 7 billion hearts beating, 7 billion souls breathing, stood with arms raised, beseeching, wet cheeks tilted heaven side, hunting for a why that will never arrive. There is a yearning here. It unites us, this current of longing, this desire for connection, so thick that we could reach out and seize it with grasping hands, hands that have long been raised, hands that have long been empty. Perhaps if we held the purest desire of a stranger in our palms, with the gentleness due our most visceral wish. Perhaps if we lowered our arms and reached towards each other, gripped fingers, felt the soft thrill of another's pulse behind the small-boned miracle that is their wrist. Perhaps we would find that it was not answers we were seeking, but the comfort to question, held safe in the intimacy and the oneness that is 7 billion souls, hands clasped, far more alike than they will ever be different.
I'm sitting here shaking my head, Jennifer, if you can't see that. Kelly, sorry. Oh man. The fervor of 7 billion heart beating, and then from the poem before that, a doleful howl pressing on my lungs. That's just a brilliant line.
Thank you.
And yeah, I invite you, like I always invite other poets. To me, I understand when people think poems are sad or heavy, but they're really not for me. All you're doing is expressing an experience that you've had, and I welcome that because I think we all, have those experiences. So, wow, I love the shortness of it. That's brilliant. I've been writing a lot of short little pieces myself, so that's really cool. We have to connect. You're brilliant.
Absolutely.
You are brilliant. This is the second time I'm hearing, and thank you for coming here for the first time. But yeah,
thank you.
You are brilliant. I'm loving the blue here. Well, wow, I shouldn't say that's blue. What color is that? Is that
it's blue? It's blue.
Is it
There's
blue?
a little bit of teal coming in as I wash it, but it starts as blue.
Okay, all right. So your money is going down the drain in blue, and now leaving you teal.
Literally, yes.
Anyway, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much. Give her another hand, guys. Give her another hand. I'm gonna get Jennifer to come on and then hopefully because I wanted to get Vivian on as she's having some connection problems. So let's see if Vivian gets to stick around. But up next is Jennifer, our pen of the people who I have not seen forever. So how are you, my friend? Welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just been sick for the past couple of days. So
you got hit as well, right? Seems like everyone I know is sick these days. So
yeah, it's going around. Sure.
Yeah, it is. Well, anyway, good to see you. The floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you. So I am going to be reading a piece. For some people, it might be a new one, but for some people, it might be familiar. So here goes. Sometimes my feelings write stories, unspoken things that catch at my throat or slip up and stumble upon themselves when they cannot seem to express what they are, to the outer spaces of these places that they tend to wander into without an intro. Just becoming deductions for existing within places that don't accept what they are, intangible emotions that are fighting to make space within the realm of us and we. Sometimes my feelings cause anger. When a shy girl like me with a quick wit and a quick-whipped tongue feels their emotions rise to the light and linger on the teeth they bite, to fight down the words that clamor for a place in my vocab, oh, barely do I get them back to a safe distance, a safe place that you can't deduce nor contrive what I got for you inside. And with all that willpower at its peak, My body is hot and my belly is fire, to where all I have left is to lash out at the fact that my eloquent and elegant proclamation to make you mine has to sit in the back seat while rage takes a ride on that Pontiac Pride. Where my voice booms and shakes you up and rattles your cage just to get a reaction to avoid interactions. The dance of my feelings and emotions colliding to encrypt the message that looms in the waltz between tales and gestures, and there it is, the final curtain, the last hurrah, the goodbye, the it's not you, it's me, but it's really you, and yeah, you're cool, but just too cool, you know. And there it goes, the story of devotionals dedicated to you, whisked away by the strength in my veins, the voice of anger with a message for you, there it goes. Sometimes my feelings write endings. Thank you.
I'm sitting here in silence because you're only giving us one.
Oh yeah, I just only wanted to do one. I could do another one real quick.
Well, you know, you have up to.
Up to, okay, I could do another.
Henry's not ready to pull you off yet.
Okay. Love me gently. I have been beaten by gravestones of possibilities, wept tears of grace poised at the edge of the end, structures crumbling upon the fears of tomorrow, for I feel it will never come. Living in the repeats of yesterdays over and over, new days stuck in the past over and over. Can a promise be kept in times like these? Endings floating in the ashened clouds, looking for a place to land, find a home in the homeless. How do I land? Find ground in the times when the earth shakes at the new tragedy of the day. How to swallow the travesty of being in times like these. Thank you.
Well, if I've heard that piece before, I'm hearing it in a different way. Finds a home in the homeless. That's such a powerful statement. And your rage took a ride in a Pontiac? Okay. Yes. I never thought I would hear Pontiac used like that in a poem. What's the other one I wrote down? The strength in my veins, but the ride in a Pontiac. Your rage took a ride in a Pontiac. Oh, that's brilliant. Well done, my friend. So good to hear your voice. Thank you. Thank you. Feel better, feel better, feel better. We're having some issues with my young lady Vivian with connection. So if she gets on, we'll get her on. She's from Nigeria, hoping to hear her. But up next, we have a man in the hat. Where is he? I can't see his face. Oh, there he is. There he is. His name is Gustav. No?
Gustav, my friend, like gust of wind. Gustav.
I know your name is Gustav, but I'm going to say Gustav like I bug Alexandria and go Greek island.
It'll kill me. It'll kill me. I hate it.
All right, Gustav.
All right. Thank you very much.
I love seeing you, brother.
Okay, let's get to it. These are the stochastic ekphrastics.
Oh.
This is the garden of earthly delights. Welcome to the garden of earthly delights. Welcome to the palace of unseeable sights. Sensual pleasures await the brave. Eternal damnation awaits the knave. Bosch ate some shrooms, of that I am certain, and he got a glimpse when he pulled back the curtain of a blissful world for the righteous to enjoy, a hellscape for the evil who seek to destroy. This is the Dalinian ekphrasis. I'm about to get ekphrastic just to prove my mind's elastic. Dali's clocks melting like plastic makes me feel a little stochastic. Ants swarm the pocket watch. Symbolism kicks you in the crotch. The persistence of memory of 1931. One war coming, another just done. The rotting flesh of a surreal creature. A bleak landscape with just one feature. Dali discredited completely the world of reality till reality made of Dali a fatality. This is the Go Van Gogh ekphrasis. Self-portrait with bandaged ear, an impressionist work painted in 1889 by an artist prone to losing his mind. Vincent cut his own ear. How he did it, I'll never get clear. Madness written on his gaunt features. Creatives are the oddest of creatures. This is Andy Warhol's Mao. Mao, 199 silk screen paintings in 5 scales, 1972 to 1973. Warhol interprets the photo reproduced everywhere during the height of the Cultural Revolution from 1966 to 1976, when Mao killed millions of Chinese people. Warhol examines fame, capitalist advertising, and the raw power of propaganda with his bold colors splashed over the repeated image of the tyrant Mao. Mao got the Marilyn Monroe treatment, entered the Warhol mythos, and became as famous in America as a can of Campbell's tomato soup. This is Magritte's The Lovers 2. Renee, oblique display, intimate cessation, only frustration and isolation, 2 lovers in a hooded kiss. Clearly something is amiss. And this last is the Alex Gray Oversoul ekphrasis. Oversoul by the visionary artist Alex Gray is just like how my head feels today. Human consciousness is a bridge between planetary and cosmic consciousness. This is the theme behind this holographic universe. This is the now. This is ever the now. Live in the now. Thank you.
Brilliant, brother. Brilliant. Brilliant. The Marilyn Monroe treatment. I love your poetry, man. I know we don't always may not agree politically, but I love not just the passion, the wording. You must. Does it take you a long time to write? Oops, you're muted.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes things come to me in a flash, and then other times I agonize over every word.
Okay. But I just love your grouping. Yeah, I do. I really enjoy it. Good stuff. Anyway, guys, give him another hand. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And then the passion that you bring with it. I love it. I love it. You're a person I would love to see perform one day. Definitely love to see you perform one day. All right. Up next, the Jamaican in Germany. Our friend Jennifer. You have the mic, my friend.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. You know, 3 times I believe they fit within the 5 minutes. If not, you just stop me. And is that all? And seduce woman, plant a child in her womb. She lovingly allows it to grow, giving birth to a new life. Her loving present, you. You men send it away to fight in wars. Off its life. A present to her, its corpse in a coffin, shipped back home engulfed in a flag. Send her sons and daughters home, mutilated, veterans, later abandoned, left to become homeless, jobless, drug addicts, easing the pains of their war wounds. Man, is that all woman is good for? Giving birth, year, statistics for war. My next poem, Coming On. You are coming on to me, though we both know you are not free. Are you a gigolo, frustrated, affected, or what? Why do you want to make her cry, bring pain to her heart, sorrowful tears to her eyes, cheating on her, telling her cruel lies, sweet lies? Were I weak enough for you to get closer in bed with me, I'm sure you would remain for eternity, loving just me. Would you not steal anxiously away during your lunch break, lying on any surface, leaning against any wall, enjoying quickies till I fall, and then you fall on my face when you tired of seeing face? Even though my body may longingly be itching to say, yes, I am strong enough, not a fool in love enough to get crazy, entangled in your lustful sex trap. Don't push me, coax me, entice me, with material rewards, I am strong enough to say no. Accept.
Jennifer, hold on. Jennifer, hold on a second. You're cutting in and out.
Oh.
Maybe if you turn your camera off, we might, because that last piece, I didn't. Yeah, it was cutting in and out. So can you redo the last piece and whatever what you just did and whatever your last piece is, because it sounds like a very powerful poem, but it just kept cutting in and out.
Okay, well let me use another camera.
Yeah.
Raul, it
Yes.
might also be because of people being unmuted, because that sounded to me like the noise suppression filter she's got on, cutting in and out because of an echo.
Yeah.
So you might want to make sure
did,
everyone is muted while she's reading.
Yeah, I did look at that and there wasn't anyone. So that's why, yeah, because
you were.
Phynn-bell also brought it to my attention and I was like,
you were unmuted.
I was I unmuted myself, but maybe I was, yeah. Anyway, let's try it again. See how it works.
Okay, do I do the
do that last piece, the strong enough piece again, because it sounded really powerful, but we kept getting like every second word.
Okay. Even though my body may be longingly itching to say yes, I am strong enough, not a fool in love enough to get crazy, entangled in your lustful sex trap. Don't push me, coax me, entice me with material rewards. I am strong enough to say no, accept it, and go. And my last poem, it was inspired by a photo on the Facebook page of Aspiring Writers Society. It was a photo of a Black man with his hand reaching out, and then the other hand on his shoulder, his head looking sideways, sort of sad or defiant. So, what do you see? Look at me. When you look at me, as an angry man, all you see, I am reaching out to you with pain in my eyes, having lived a lot, though I am still young, feeling pain of my ancestors, centuries gone, seeing the daily sufferings still going on and on. You feel for me, fair is all you feel and see. I may be poor, I may be black. It doesn't mean you have given me kindness, love, and respect. I am human like you, color like you, red blood just like you. When you lie sick in the hospital, you take that infusion, or do you say, I'd rather die, the black man's blood inside me? When you lie sick in the hospital, do you let doctors go ahead with the transplantation? You say, I'd rather die than have a black man's organs planted inside of me. Look at me, reach out, let your hand, let your heart, your soul touch me. I have feelings like you. I am a godly creation just like you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much. I hope you come back and recite those, like, because it kept coming in and out, but the powerful, from what I could pick up, powerful pieces. Thank you so much for that. Very powerful.
Okay, thank you.
And being that it's MLK's birthday today, it's quite fitting that you read those today. So thank you so much.
Big coincidence. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if you planned it, but it worked out well. It worked out well. So thank you for that. All right. Let's continue on. The man with the hook and the paintbrush and the pen. Henry, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right. Yeah, and you know, I paint with brushes and my hands, and I've used sharp objects to scrape, so I accept the hook. All right. My first poem is titled Loneliness. And here we go. Loneliness. Stormy memories make blurry, heavy eyes. Loneliness drips into my lap, a pond of tears, wanting this dreary day to bring out the sun, needing warmth to awaken the code of the years. Heart tired of hearing those old twisted lies, allowed a mouth to swallow my tongue, hoping to steal my love with a single kiss. I wanted sweetness, been in decay too long. Needed more than numbness to empty shame, dripping with rain, made dew come and flow, clinging with the stranger I couldn't resist, this tongue on skin familiar trembles that I know. Lost in a moment, forsaken flesh is just a game, didn't touch my heart but pulled on my desire. Funky smell of passion lingers in my sheets, still alone but glowing in the simmering fire. Loneliness. This next one is titled Darkness Becomes Me. It was inspired from this, I was part of a fellowship where we watched these performances and we had to write about them. Darkness becomes me. The stale remnants of day lingers in my eyes, awaiting lucid dreams to slip into my mind. Show me another realm where I spread my arms, then jump into the pitch, draping the universe, gathering orphan stars, needing a place to shine as my blackness congeals, trapping fallen angels with heavy fishnets, laced with warm molasses and lingering lust, then snip their wings off and sew them onto my sides. When I breathe, them lifts me, they lift me. A hybrid of flesh and feathers, awaiting a current of air to slip beneath me, then spread sails open, blocking the sun so easily, but feel its warmth and desire of my flesh in this darkness, blending in the longest night, a hidden beauty with songs as I await the longer days to reveal what I have become. And the last one is titled The Holes I Have. And I may have read this one here, I'm not sure. It's one that I like to share. A soft light reflects on my walls, filling the room with cheerful dancing silhouettes, images tracing along hidden places, flood my brain through these holes in my head called eyes. These strange creatures soar through the pinks, blues, and whites of the covers, quilted happiness through the strands and stories, heard each night of places and people, then warm kisses goodnight echo in my mind through the holes in my head called ears. Now old, drinking brandy, full-bodied, a calm invades my bones with warmth, bringing a hush, a contentment, like those stories. Drinking nectar to rain on the castles in my mind, playful games killed the dragon flowing inside, through the long gutter in my head called a mouth. Years of the living, the dead, the hushed, the moving. Ancient winds blow across my face, scent of old lies, becoming a dry desert, once salty oceans of plenty. Aromas persist along the flowing currents, rye from the fields, roses on the bush, strings of honeysuckle, through these downward holes in my head called a nose. The sights, sounds, taste, and smell of you from those years, surrounding me, inspiring me to paint an unseen image. Many pictures replayed and relived, but longing just for you. Those things which I've yet to see or feel for many years. I peek back at those moments, wondering what to do now with the hole in my chest where a heart once pounded for you. Thank you.
The metaphors and the imagery in your poetry, brother, is just astounding.
Thank you.
I like, it's like I can, a scent of old lies. And what's the other one? Salty oceans of plenty. Like I can almost see what that looks like. Brilliant phrasing, brilliant words.
Thank you.
Yeah. Once again, I don't care if you read a poem here before, read it again, especially when it's so good. We listen to songs on the radio. Well, we don't listen to radio anymore, Spotify, over and over again, and yet we always feel the need to apologize when we recite a poem more than once. Yeah, recite it again. It's just like with Jennifer's Strong Enough poem. I want to hear it again, because every time we hear it, we hear something different, right? And yeah, every time I hear you recite now, I hear it, not just in your wording, your cadence. Yeah, you're brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's continue on. Well, Ian likes to call me, it's like the Black Jesus of Moses. So this man to me is, Gandalf got it from him first. I think Jackson stole the Gandalf character from my brother that lives down south. Anyway, Richard, the floor is yours, man. The floor is yours. Good to see you, brother.
Thank you so much, my brother. It's such an honor to be here among this fine select group. Eddie, fantastic. Every one of the poets has been just marvelous. Without any further ado, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy Dr. King Day. Happy Dr. King Epoch. Okay, this first one called A Measure of Happiness. A ruler, a barometer, signifying thermometer, a milligram scale, the movement of snails, a yardstick, a light year, cloud chambers, dolorous, tremulous songs of a mutineer, the wages and waverings of our brother the sun, unforgettable moments, the doleful terms of time undone, passages in a convent, the rich, impassioned moment as the host begins to dissolve, our 14th Darwinian worth, the evolution job, ticking of clocks, the heartbeat, so fleet, the time it takes a chess master to defeat the errant young swain, rich in lovers' fevers and pain of the wavelengths and the heartaches, stacked and scarred my brain, the measure of happiness. Now these two, this first one speaks, we had family gatherings, many of us. Hopefully those were all fun and rich in heart. I was thinking of my grandfather, and here we have this, my grandfather's heart flew. My grandfather was a creature of the sky, and as the rails he sent himself across the land on narrow tracking, signaling and signing his messages for passage, for access, for commerce listening. But his heart soared with the thoughts of his flocks. He led his flocks soaring over the hills and rivers below, signaling and signing in competition. His pigeon flocks traveled. He flew them competitively. And when I was old enough to understand, he only flew them for the joy of seeing them soar, the guiding, the diving, the swinging, the winging by his call, and return on his signal back to their roost in the coop. From the castle to the castle, the sky moats are breached. We reach, we teach. My grandfather's heart soared. And this last one, the statue that wasn't. A monumental mistake had been made. A poster that said, "Be afraid." A monumental mistake had been made. And oh, an awful, lawful debt had been paid. A monumental mistake had been made. There in the city square on display, a mark of repression, the sad scar revealed, no longer concealed, by bravado congealed, with an act of kindness, the blindness revealed, the stain of Abel, the issue of Ham, who for centuries long had forever been wrong. But mistakes can be corrected. The scars can heal once detected, if only the ugliest confession reveals, if not selected and neglected, a monumental mistake had been made and revealed. Slowly, slowly healed. Be not afraid, the beds are unmade, the greatest mistakes, the greatest harms done, even ladders have rungs. What's been done Can the repealed once revealed by honesty gave debts can be paid? And all the wrongs and the tallies from porches and back alleys, generations of Malaysians, tangled, wrangled, mangled, rallied, a monumental mistake had been made. And now, slowly and surely, inevitably, gone to its grave. The statue that wasn't. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Richard. Brilliant stuff always, always. Not just that it rhymes, that it there's always a message in your work. Always. Whether I agree with it or not, I love the fact there's always a message and you're always willing to share it in such a non-threatening way. And to me, that's the key. That's what invokes conversation. So thank you. Thank you. All right. Up next, Phynn-bell. Thank you for being here. First time here, I believe.
I believe so. Thank you so much for having me,
You
Raul.
are most welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Finally made it here.
Yeah, it's such an honor to have you here.
Thank you. Eddie, my love, I'm so proud of you. That was a wonderful feature. Thank you so much for sharing all my favorite poems. Oh my God, you almost made me cry with the first one. I love that poem so much. Loser King, I love that one. So I wanted to start off with a few haiku and tanka. I've gotten back into the practice of doing an almost daily haiku meditation. So January 9th, a bee gains footing on a shoe flower petal, sinks into new home. January 10th, gray rain cloud, celestial snot, bless ye sky. January 12th, the hummies stopped by, seeking sweet in the wet trees. I preferred sugar. 13 January, love unassuming, Pablo was onto something, shadow and the soul. And for yesterday, I actually did a tanka, out to sea the wave, brave, seeks others of her kind, hurries back, nestled. She flirts, flicks her foam outward, an ebb and flow mating call. And then this one is titled in Tagalog. It's called Gabi na sa Kabukiran, Nighttime in the Countryside. When I lay my tender being down among the coos and flapping wings of the nighttime song, the fireflies light up the mulberry sky curtain and makihiya bush with their courtship. I could still hear Shahin's voice creak with the patio rattan and the smell of calamansi and tall white taper candles. The power's out again. The leaves of the mango tree rustle silver in the moonlight and shush us. Mga pamangkin, mga apo, matulog na kayo. Sweet dreams, safe harbors, sweet dreams. The solitary paniki calls out to us, Ek! Ek, I'm here. Dots the queso de bola moon with her tiny furred body and calls goodbye. Ek! Ek! Tomorrow dusk, my fine friend. Tender being, newborn soul, we do not yet see this big, frightening world wrapping knuckles upon our small countryside sugar snow globe. Halcyon, we are not learned in the harsher ways. And I want to close up with this new one. It's called Lunar Love. And it was birthed off the tail end of my sci-fi poem for the New York Poets Cafe. So this was the baby satellite, Lunar Love. When I fall off to sleep, do you chase your lunar rover fingers over the dunes of my rising and falling breast and hips? Find an outcropping of draped thigh hung in satisfied abandon over your waist to shelter for the night. Build a base camp there, if you fancy. Hoist your bright banner aloft and stake deep in my native terra. You will memorize each phase of positions in arms and legs entwined, torsos eclipsing one another. We wax and we wane, another in ancient pattern. We adapt our rhythm, frantic rush, and lulled rocking rings of satellites of our pelvis. Celestial bodies colliding, passing. We follow the teachings of the tide, the seasons, and the moon. Thank you.
You're reading, and this thought comes to my head. If James Cameron was making a movie like Avatar and they needed poetry to be the soundtrack, you'd be the perfect person to do it. Oh, your poetry is just so full, so descriptive. You know, I feel like I'm hearing words like some of the words you used for the very first time. It's just brilliant. And then the way you read it. So well done. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that so much, especially coming from you, Raul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Blessings.
You. Oh, that was so delightful, so rich. And Celestial Snot. Love that line. I love that line. Oh, well done. Okay. Going across the ocean to the professor. This is it's always good to have him at the show. So Ian, my friend, the floor is yours.
Right, it just took me by surprise there. I was wasn't expecting it so soon. Okay, I've just got one. It's just an older one from ways back, and I haven't performed it. Certainly not here anyway. And it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, light-hearted, slightly different take. It's called From the Book of Lists. Ever since the earliest age of man, we have been making up lists. From a list of all the animals you can hunt for your food versus those that are the hunters hunting for you. From the fruits and the berries, tasty and vitamin rich to boot, to those that will kill you, turn you black and blue. As you may gather, these lists are quite useful, even essential for survival. But as man has evolved, they have grown exponential, and like a tidal wave hitting the shore, we are drowning in numbers and lists by the score, that we have become numb to what matters and more. So here to enthrall you and thrill you is a sample to fill up your bucket list of accounts and inventories, plus a whole volume of dubious statistics. The world is now full of data and graphs, catalogues and ledgers, not to mention the lists of dead heroes on town cenotaphs. There's a list for the army and Her Majesty's ships, all in good order, shipshape and fashioned, and then a list of the celebs that's on everyone's lips. We've got lists of the famous in a book of who's who, and an honours list for good measure, which don't include me, and it certainly don't include you. There are registers galore for marriages and schools, and a never-ending list of things you're not allowed to do, and a ton of regulations listing all the rules of all the games and disciplinary tribunals. There's even lists of polite etiquette for ceremonies and funerals. We have lists to keep stock and for quartermasters' stores, which if you touch without permission, you'll be on a charge. That's for sure. They make up lists of the honored, the good, and the bad, and also lists of all the things that will make you feel sad. The Queen has a roll call of the knights of the realm, while Jehovah's Witnesses have a list of all those going to hell. Some have lists as long as their arms, while others count blessings to help them keep calm. Some have lists that become an obsession, while others make lists their holy profession. We've got lists as far back as you can look, as far back at least as the Doomsday Book. People make lists of what's mine and what's yours as they divide up the spoils in a bitter divorce. But the list that's most precious, honest and true is the list of the things that I love about you. Thank you.
That is such a beautiful piece. Is that a new piece or an older piece you said?
It's an older piece, but I haven't done it before. I have not performed it.
No, that's I love it's so poignant too.
It was only meant to be light-hearted, I think. Just a tongue-in-cheek one.
Wow.
I did do a bit of research. I had to look up in Wikipedia all the things that I could think of that you can put in lists.
Well, the world seems to be tongue-in-cheek right now, so it's quite fitting. So
thank you, Rolf.
Well done, bro. Always enjoy listening to your words. All right, up next, the host of Thursday night at Eurekan Cafe. And I believe you also do, don't you do what do you call it? It just went out of my head. When you, Zomkhonto, what were we doing when you came to visit? We were freestyling, yes. I don't know if you still do the host of Freestyle Fridays, but if you get a chance, stop by the Eurekan Cafe Thursday nights, because Ray J is such an amazing host. She keeps the room flowing, but it's joyful, it's on point. Can be a little strict when she needs to be, which I like as someone that, that hosts events. But and we don't get to hear your poetry often. So I remember, I think it was the last time I was there, you recited. I was like, oh my God, this woman has to come on the show. So anyway, guys, snap it up for Ray J.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to share with you all. Thank you, Rolf, for inviting me. Ed, you are just a wonder and a gift to this community. It's always a blessing to hear you share the contents of your spirit, right? I just want to say everybody who's come before me, and I'm sure all those who will come after me, it's an honor to be with you and amongst you. Your talent is inspiring. And so as you mentioned, I'm Ray Jane. That's Rayjane. I'm the host for the Thursday night online open mic with the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. And also, yes, we are still doing Freestyle Fridays, the last Friday of every month with The Word is Right. And I'll put all my information in the chat. I have 2 for you guys. And I hope that you like it. And if you do, come be friends. Cool? All right. So I'll just put that in the chat. Okay. The first one's entitled Another Word for Salvation. Another word for salvation is poetry. 'Cause damn it, if these words don't keep saving me. I've been out on my ledge for centuries. I almost died so many times I forgot how to live. And just when I was about to give up my ghost, I got so holy I became a sieve. Poured my words over me and a few of them started to stick. Out of my body, my words gave me hips. They protected me and penned premonitions of a day I'd speak my piece. Never needing permission, make my truth so loud I listen, release. On any place resembling paper, never cease. Leave no word for later, poetry provokes me to feast. Wants the best for me, never leaves. Especially when I'm in need. That's the first one. And the second one is dedicated to Jaheim McMillan and Keenan Anderson. Most recent names added to a already too long list of Black bodies. And it's entitled For the Black Body. Jaheim McMillan, armed with a black body, dared to exist in the sunlight, extinguished well before he'd know the reach of his legacy taken again. Another rewritten history where the innocent become the enemy again. Another Black forever. reduced to a body, and we add another tame to the tally of black men slain to distract us from the carnage of capitalist gain. Drag chalk from bottom to top of a black life, reduce us to outlines. The other day I saw Anubis. Yesterday I saw Anubis. Today I saw Anubis write a new name, Keenan Anderson. Against my better judgment, I lost count of the executions I watched again, mind absent yet wondering how I can still subject myself to repetitive spiritual battery. Who will I be when the acrid acid of its assaults overloads my capacitor, starting to behave like I'm Pavlov's? Trigger warnings got Bull Connor's dog salivating. Taste for persecution, solution to the black problem. Weighs the same as the trauma in a black body's swing. A black body's last song, how it's often a scream, I can't breathe. Wails the same grim melody as they trying to George Floyd me. Death notes attempt to lull us witnesses back to sleep. Other black bodies to consider ourselves privileged to still be living, to be on this side of the cell phone screen, as if we aren't able to feel his anxiety, his terror. Our faces cemented inside battle is raging, mistaken for inability to recall easily, easier than many. How many times a day this skin recalculates the likelihood of my survival? How this skin demands that I clutch joy with both hands, 'cause I'll never know when I lose another black man. Again, I choose to lift the black man. Again, 'cause all the world can be a noose to a black man. Again. So for you, black man, stolen black man, I snatch back your name and return to you all of your breaths taken.
Powerful pieces, my sister, powerful pieces. Poetry provokes you to feast. I love that. Feast away, feast away. I would assume your feasting is what will yield the words that come out of your mouth. I love how your voice changes into that performance tone. It captures you, demands the attention. Go, I'm about to say something important, please listen. And sometimes please isn't included, so. That's a powerful, powerful presentation. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Angie, I was able to squeeze you in. Did you get the notes? Can you recite? Yep. Okay. You kind of gone sideways and we have to unmute you, but please join us before we bring on
Yes,
our
I am ready.
people. There you go.
Yeah. Hi. Good day, everyone. Still not feeling that well, but I'm still gonna try. Okay.
Well, you're above ground, so you go. You're above ground, you go.
I'm above ground, yes. So this one was written in 2021, third month of 2021, in one of our many visits to our beaches. I was looking at a little cove, standing on top of the hill and looking down at the cove, and was looking at the water and the shades and colors of the water and the movement of the color of the water. And this is what came out of it. So here goes. There is stillness in movement at the core center where everything evolves. At the 0 point of being, where spirit flows from the center, wrapping around the void, causing friction to manifest itself into reality. There is stillness in movement as it is observed through the illusion of time. There is stillness in the waters of the ocean as it flows to its center. There is stillness in the air we breathe as we climb higher into our consciousness. There is stillness in our being as we manifest our reality aligned to the core of our inner sanctum. That's the first one. The The second one, I'm going to take it out of this book. It's called Creating a Better World. It's an international anthology of verses geared for peace, right? Creating a Better World. My poem is on page 41 of this anthology. And yesterday we had a book fair in San Fernando promoting the books and paintings and stuff. So this is the cover of the book. It's turning upside down here. So I'm going to read my poem from this book. To create a better world. To create a better world, I must become better. It starts with me, for it is my world. I must have a vision of what I want, my dream world to exist. To have a clear picture of what I want, my detailed world, to encapsulate the understanding that I control what I allow in my world. Understand that outer worlds exist. Allow coexistence with outer worlds. Show humanity to all beings, no matter its status. A caring world. Join the circle of giving back. Mother Earth needs you now. Share sowing of seeds. Enjoy blossoming fruits. Proclaim the good of the world, for the people's voice is the food of earth. Have the fortitude to prevail through the rough times. It takes diligence to prosper. Have faith that the world would get better, as it is our will. Amen.
A better world. That's a big task. Good poem, though. Something for us to strive for, isn't it? Nice, nice. Yes, something for us to strive for. And congrats on the anthology, and hopefully you feel better.
Getting there is just a cough. Doesn't want to leave. I have been in a few anthologies. This is, I think, it's the fourth anthology.
Yeah, but this
one I was the editor of this book.
And that's from Trinidad itself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
But in this one, there's poems from all over the world. But I'm the editor. The publisher is Brenda Mohammed.
Okay.
Right.
No, nice. Well, congrats on your labor of love. So.
Everything is on my profile.
I'll have to go visit. Okay. Well, thanks, Angie. Thank you so much. Before I bring up our last two, Maria, you slipped in. I didn't even notice because I had this woman on the list to recite earlier. So, can you share a couple of pieces since you're here? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Maria Perez. Thank you for slipping.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Honored to be here.
I'm glad I just noticed you.
So these two pieces were inspired, and they're the inspiration is kind of blended. I wrote this after the shootings at the school in Uvalde. And then a few days later, I think, there was a neonatal newborn nursery in a maternity ward in Nigeria that burned. And so I immediately it prompted me to write something. So these are inspired by those events, kind of blended, kind of not. So here I go. She cries out, La Llorona, where is God? The Aztec goddess Cihuatl llora por sus niños. Who mistreated her niños? ¿Quién les sembró odio en sus corazoncitos? Who sowed the seeds of hate? Who taught them to despise? When? Cuando? Their innocence La inocencia se les robó. Their childhood is stolen. They live in fear. Tengo miedo, mamá. She caresses her child's damp hair. Mommy, I'm scared. Dice la niña, cubierto su rostro, su cabeza de sangre. Mommy, I'm so cold. So thirsty, llora la niña. Las lágrimas de la madre caen sobre la sangre, convirtiéndola en sanguaza. But nothing thins out el dolor de la madre. Pero nadie los escucha. No one to hold them. A lifeless little body. Un cuerpecito sin vida, sin abrazo de su madre. Quetzalcoatl, Dios de la vida, de la luz, la fertilidad, la civilización, el conocimiento. Where have you fled to? ¿En qué lugar te escondimos? Where have we abandoned you? And the next one. Why the wailing woman? No. Why the wailing women? Ay, mis hijos, my babies, my children. Comfort, heal, advocate. No preguntes por qué. La llorona will never forget. Consuela, sana, aboga. Comprendes que no importa cómo los perdió. They were formed in her womb. Brotaron de su vientre. Lloraron. Su confort fue interrumpido. They cried. Their life was ending. When will the killing end? ¿Cuándo termina la matanza? And the wailing doesn't stop. Muere uno más de la mano del otro. Two more die at the hand of the other. And their children die again and again. Y de nuevo vuelven a morir. And they are ripped from her heart. De sus entrañas los arrebataron. ¿Cuándo termina la matanza? And the wailing doesn't stop.
And the wailing does not stop. Brilliant, Maria. Thank you. Such powerful, powerful pieces. Where have you abandoned? Yeah, where have you abandoned you? You know,
where have we abandoned you?
Yeah, I wrote that line down, and then I just noticed my buddy Zomkhonto wrote the same line at the same time. You know, to me, the greatness of any society is how well you take care of those that are most vulnerable, particularly our children and our elderly. And we are failing miserably in our societies around the world, particularly in Western society, and what we're doing to our children these days, and how we disregard people of wisdom. So that was a powerful reminder. Thank you. And it crosses all cultures. It doesn't matter where you're from. Right? Our children are the most important resources, and yet we seem to keep forgetting that. So thank you for that reminder.
It's so ironic to, how can I put this? These two poems are going to be published in an anthology put out by Red and Green Books out of Santa Fe.
Yes, yes.
And it's called, I think the book is called American Graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be promoting it so that we can also share it with the powers that be, politicians and whoever. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be doing 2 books now. They had so many submissions. They're going to be doing an art book and a poem book. And I also submitted a graphic. You know, it's the first time I'm being published.
Oh,
and thank you. And I feel like so proud, so happy, but at the same time, the irony that it had to be, you know, so I see it as an act of advocacy, as an act of giving voice to, and and to, you know, to the voiceless. And so I'm honored that I can do that.
Yeah, no, because I remember, I think there was gun violence anthology call. I remember the call. I think it's Melissa Prada, Marissa. Yeah, they're doing good work. So congrats to you on that. Look, you know, there's a balance that's required that we've forgotten in life between our freedoms and our responsibility to each other's. And, you know, I'm all for the Second Amendment, but we need to stop and go, what the heck are we doing if we keep losing lives the way we are? So keep writing, keep pushing, because yeah, there are powerful pieces that needs, and I'll stand by what I said earlier. The greatness of any society is how well you take care of those that are most vulnerable, particularly our young and our elders, and we are failing miserably.
Thank you.
Failing miserably for a few years now. So thank you for that reminder. Well done. And congrats on getting published. Congrats on getting published.
Thank
and
you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for sneaking in. I'm glad I saw you. Thank you. Thank you.
I got confused with the time.
That's okay.
Because I'm in Mountain.
Ah, right. Yeah. I actually found a really good app that's going to help you. I'm going to, when I start promoting, I want to start putting different time zones, but not just from Western way, from around the world as well, because it'll just help people. So I'm glad you made it.
Thank you.
All right, let's continue on. We have got two poets left and two good friends. I got to spend time with both these poets over the holidays. They both were in Toronto. They came up and we got to spend New Year's Eve together and shared food and liquid libations and poetry, and we freestyled. I didn't realize I could freestyle until Zomkhonto kept bugging me to do it, and then we even watched a little bit of football on TV. So it was just such a great. So it's really good to start the year with these two ending this first recital of the year. First up, my brother from Zimbabwe by way of Windsor, Ontario, just down the 401. Zomkhonto, the mic is yours, brother. This man is on fire. Didn't you just do was it a big show in South Africa, or
it was a different one. It was an Afro, a celebration of Afro culture, African culture.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was...
And then I'm sure most of you, if you don't, if every day, I think maybe a couple of times he posts his little poetic prose, him and Marianne. So anyway, the floor is yours, brother. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for the blessing of poetry. Thank you, Ed. It's always a joy to listen to you. The first poem I'm going to do, seeing that it's MLK Day, is called "The Past is a Beautiful Ugly Thing." The past is a beautiful ugly thing. And we often walk off the cliff because we untied its loose ends, and then we step on them while still believing we're walking, not realizing how fast we're going, only obsessed with going somewhere into the future. The past is beautiful and ugly at the same time, like flowers on graves, like an abandoned lighthouse by the sea where everyone comes to take photographs and laughs, but cannot capture the weight of the grief that the lighthouse carries, that sunken ship on that fateful day that its light wasn't on and it sunk to the ocean deep. As I speak, there is a past somewhere, sweating profusely in between the pages of history books that took away the sound of its own name. There is a proverb that struggles to find peace in the rubble of the war that it warned the people to heed. There are buried bones singing the songs the children whispered to their unmarked graves. And if you look closely, you can see fragments of the kitenge fabric that dug into their mothers' backs as their souls tightened to the force of the barrel of the gun. You can see a boot dig into the ribs of Stephen Bantu Biko, feel the echo of silence when MLK's limp body touched the balcony floor. A beautiful, ugly thing. Like a freedom fighter hung in his best suit with a love letter in his front pocket that they will burn the moment his legs stop moving. And the mother to whom it was written coming back the same night to kneel at his dangling feet and plant a tree. My Black history is such a thing. It grows where lifeless bodies dangle over it, where shell cases smell of loud screams that pierce the eyes of the unborn, yet beautiful like songs that bring funeral processions to their knees. I once asked an old man why he walked barefoot. He said, "Son, new shoes are beautiful only when you have somewhere to go. They mean nothing when you get there. And the past, once you untie its loose ends, you can never tie them back again. So absorb the beautiful, retain the past, because someone has to write about your great-grandmother and how she was taller than baobab trees, planted at the dangling feet of our ancestors, like spirits of future songs hanging in the nighttime air." The next poem is called "This Is What I Miss About Home." This is what I miss about home, that I had a magician for a grandmother. Instead of rabbits, she pulled elephants out of her multicolored hats. And in fact, although she never let us in on her secret, being able to still remember how she did it is all because once she pulled them out, right down to the very last matriarch, she spoon-fed their memory into our spirit. And we became majestic creatures too, trumpeting our innocence into the silence of the night, swinging from task to task, becoming compasses that would never forget our true north, which was located in the religion found inside the temple between her eyes. This is how I remember home, that it was built around her prayers, that every hallelujah and amen was the curve of her tongue, that when she swept the yard outside, the leaves she gathered into a heap were the same blankets that covered us in our sleep, because when she was around, we slept the sleep of ancient trees. And we never saw where the leaves that she swept went. Yet in the afternoon, she carried her favorite sling bag and disappeared. And I imagine her under some tree somewhere, weaving quilts by connecting the veins of those leaves. And that when the ones over our bodies dried up in the morning and crumbled to dust, she took the broom, went outside, and repeated the routine. This is how I remember home. On the wall hanging next to a picture of the white Jesus was a prayer for the Lord to grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I knew my skin and the Jesus upon that wall was different. That was my wisdom. I knew that in the temple between my grandmother's eyes, I had found a religion, that we had become devout followers of her elephant-like nose, which we often treated like a playground slide, slithering down upon it with our hands held out wide, knowing once we bounced off its tip, she would catch us in her arms. Now that is a God to me. I remember the day that I left Zimbabwe. I wanted her to take one of her colorful hats and perform that magic trick just one more time. She told me the elephants that she used to pull out had all since been hunted down. I cried like a baby. I suspect she just didn't want to tell me I was too grown for that hat trick and that it was time for me to become bold enough to create my own magic. So I started wearing colorful hats like my grandmother. But mine had holes underneath, so I had to learn to summon my elephants from deep within. Thank you.
Your grandmother is proud. Great pieces. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the gift of storytelling and reminding us of our purity as humans. Thank you. Thank you. And last but not least, a woman from the island of Saint Martin that came and spent time with Z and I, and we had a blast together, just sitting, enjoying, and loving each other. So, Marianne, the floor is yours. Take us home.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Raul, and Happy New Year, poets and friends from around the world. It was super cool to have New Year's Eve with Zomkhonto and Raul. And Raul, thank you so much for giving me this place. And I can just pick up on the energy that was just put into the room by our great friend Zomkhonto. After that fabulous New Year's Eve with our poet friends, I woke up on New Year's Day and I had a very strange word in my mind. And the word was onyx. I hold you between my breasts, not to ease childbirth in the way of medieval midwives, but that I may meet the battles of each new day, inspired by the spirit of Mars, as brave and eloquent as you, my warrior stone. Like Cleopatra's vigilant earrings, you vibrate with me in the face of danger. Once they said, you, onyx, were an ancient demon who awakened at night to sever lovers' bonds. But the crystals that form my milky hills and valleys know only comfort in your ebony embrace, safe in the translucent power and courage of one born under the full wolf moon. And then I went on thinking about another side of love. Old habits die hard, but not as hard as the tourniquet of memory your hands twist around my heart. Sometimes I tell myself they are merely jolly and stroking, nothing more than vaguely persuasive, like the rippling fingers my father taught me to use to coax a bit of warm milk from the incalcitrant udder of a nursing mare. But in my sane moments, I know if your hands could still my heart forever, you would sacrifice them to die there with me, as the final strains of what we once called love grow silent amid the cruel half screams that pulverize our ashen hearts in emotional Pompeii. On a slightly brighter note, I'd like to finish off with one more poem. I had the wonderful news yesterday that a poem that I have written to mark the occasion, to honor the occasion of the 160th anniversary of the abolition of slavery in the Dutch Caribbean. This poem has been accepted for an anthology, a Dutch anthology, and it was translated into Dutch. I will read it to you in English, and it's called Wedding Day. I do not long for a white dress, lace sewn in pretty webs by spidery hands that squinted into cold dawn as they worked the needle. That feeling is reserved for Mistress Alice. I do not crave a gold band to shine like my husband's eyes on a moonless night, for I have worn a yellow bracelet that bound my body to another man, and it clings to my bones. When the sun sets, old Tom and Treetop will hold the broom as I jump, but my father will not greet me in the headband and breastplate of skin handed down to him from his grandfather, and I will not smile with secret pride that the family of my husband offers so many brown and red cows for me. I will take my spoon and pumpkin seeds spared from the vine last summer and move into my husband's cabin with the Orishas who guarded my birth, but not with the God they want us to think will ease our pain when we die. I will bring to him all the love I have, and tonight, and tonight, and tonight, I will be his bride. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for a lovely Sunday.
I love that piece. I'm not surprised it got published because I'm honored when you asked me to review it for you, and I just loved.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just
Thank you,
loved
Ben.
how you used it. So I wasn't surprised it got chosen. Well
Thank
done
you.
and congrats.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
you're and Z are on fire these days. The both of you are feeding off of each other. So I love it. Right.
Thanks.
I'll let you guys do it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show. So what an amazing gathering for the first IPC, the Inspired Poetry Corner for 2023. And we started off, well, first we had Alexandra and Sylvia and Val and Kelly and Jennifer and Gustav and Jennifer again and Henry and Richard and Phynn-bell and Ian and Ray Jane and Angie, Maria, Zomkhonto and Marianne. But we were all here today to support our brother Ed Foreman, aka Ed Poetastic. Brother, thank you so much for an amazing start to the year as a feature, for the heartfelt poetry, for the Q&A that we were able to get to know you just a little bit better. Just love you very much. And your, like I said, your enthusiasm and your smile is so needed in this world. When I listen to all of you and the poetry that you share, it's like the quote that I started off with. The most important time is now. Everything else is an illusion. What has happened, and what is to come will come. And we keep forgetting that we all have a past. And sometimes that past consists of harshness. But yet when we think of our collective selves, somehow we have problems accepting the harshness of the collective past. I don't believe our past is meant for us to use to beat each other up with. I used to do that with my past, and that's what kept me stuck in victimhood. But the victimhood also served me because I got tired of carrying around that burden on my shoulders. And it was an invitation from Yah to go, are you ready to deal with yourself and get right with yourself and let go of that burden? And however you choose to do it, whether you believe in God or you believe in something else, we all have a past. And yet when I listen to us collectively speak of our past, we act like the things that happened 200-300 years ago are still happening today. But they are, because we won't let them go, or we keep beating each other up with it, or it's just part of our humanity. Somewhere along the line, maybe because we live in such decadence, we only want good and beautiful now. We've forgotten that life also consists of bad and beautiful, bad and ugly, because we wouldn't know good and beautiful without it. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's life. One of the things I've noticed is that we have different ways of looking at the world, the constraint or the unconstrained visions. The poem I'm working on, something that I've gotten from one of my mentors, Thomas Sowell, in regards to understanding how we look at this world. But at the end of the day, doesn't matter. MLK said, when he was talking, excuse me, we cannot have equality without justice. And true peace requires justice. And the justice is not that we are to forgive from what has happened in the past. The justice is that we are to learn from what has happened from the past, so we don't repeat it. It's time for us to get right with our past, individually and collectively. This is why even the poets that I may not agree with their political viewpoint and the way they look at it, I welcome their poetry, because we need all voices in this carousel that we go around that's called life. No one has it all. No one has all the answers. And there's a value to everyone's voice. There's a value to how everyone sees. And if we can check our egos at the door, we might be able to listen and hear and feel the brilliance that they're trying to communicate. This is why I love chatting with my brother Richard, because we may disagree on some things, but what we agree upon, the thing that we agree upon the most, is that we're human and we're brothers and we are respectful and we will treat each other that way, even when we disagree. So I invite you, as we move forward, as this year unfolds, to get right with yourself, to get your house in order. So maybe we can look at all of what's going on differently and realize that we're in this together and stop beating up each other. And to Maria's point, let's get back to taking care of that which matters most, the next generation that's coming, because their eyes are on us. And one day they will be writing the history and scratching their heads and going, what the hell were the elders thinking? They didn't learn anything from those that came before them. I usually don't recite this, but I will leave today with this piece. And this is my tribute to Dr. King. It's actually a tribute to all of us. It's a simple poem. It's called It Matters Not. It matters not that we walk together for me to love you, for my love reflects spirit. It matters not if you see my love, for my love is the hope in us all. It matters not if you can hear my love, for my love is the sound that echoes eternal life. It matters not if you can feel my love, for my love beats in the hearts of all. It matters not if you know the touch of my love, for my love is the inhaled breath that is life. It matters not if you know of my love, for my love lives now and in all the days to come. It matters not anything, for my love for you is everything. Poets, ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. Thank you so much.
We love you too.
Love you.
Yes, love you
Ed.
too.
Love you all. Thank you for blessing and honoring us.
Yeah.
And
Thank you,
gathering
Ed.
Thank you,
together
brother.
and being
Thank
For
here.
having us.
And
Bye-bye.
thank you for sharing time, guys. Everyone go have a fantastic Sunday, whatever time of day it is. We'll see you guys in a month's time, and we'll see you in the various Zoom events that are going on. Just keep loving yourself and loving each other. Peace.
Glad to meet
Inspired
everybody.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Inspire a
Safe.
child.
Keep writing, keep sharing.
Keep writing, keep sharing, and keep on caring.
That's
And
right.
keep being
I'm so
daring.
happy to enjoy this, the last part. It's a great message. How well you summed up, Prologins. See, the way we look at things matters. Much depends on the way we look at things.
I agree.
And we
I agree.
are the authors. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
guys. Have a
Thank
blessed
you.
day. Blessed day.
Sure.
Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you